There's something about Japan that's fascinated me ever since I could remember. Whether it's the food, fashion, samurai, tattoos, art, cars. I mean, I could go on. There's a quality to it unlike anything else. It's had an almost mythical hold over me. You hear about the dedication, mastery and honour of the samurai, but wonder if this is just something from history. But it seems as if these ideals were woven into everything. Is that true, or is it just an outsider's imagination? When I joined GolfBox nearly 3 years ago, I didn't know the world of golf. I met with all the brands, they showed me their marketing plans, they showed me what they made, but one company stood out. When I met with Gurk and Mizuno, they didn't just show me what they made, but how they made it. And they showed me in an almost fanatical way that I had to know this. I was guided through the meticulous process from start to finish, from raw material to a finished club. The precision, craftsmanship, and obsession for perfection. Mizuno employees spoke about the forging factory as if it was some sort of temple. I left that meeting thinking, there it is again, that certain something. Mizuno seemed to embody everything I'd heard about Japan. I've travelled quite a bit, but I've never made it to Japan. But earlier this year, Mizuno invited us to their home and granted us unprecedented access to see the process with our own eyes. My dreams were coming true, and I finally got a chance to find the answer. The first thing that hit me in Japan was the contrast. The ancient against the ultra-modern. The loud against the quiet. But one thing that ran through everything was purpose. Nothing felt thrown together. There was consideration and care everywhere you looked. Even the convenience stores felt engineered. 23-year journey for me to come to Japan for one, but to be allowed to come and see the factory and see the Mizuno process in the making after having that quite profound meeting with Mizuno and learning about how to make clubs. To be here now is kind of crazy. So I mean, this is day 2 of the journey. GolfBox over here with Mizuno, checking out how they do things and the right way to their view on what is the right way to create clubs. We've also got Rob Chopper out here with Joel as well. The Walker boys are here. It's a bit of a vibe, and there's moments where it's just hairs, like just where you're pinching yourself. Like it's kind of crazy to be here. We're going to bring you along for the journey. It's exciting. You can feel the pride in work here. Everyone we met performed their job with such importance, but not because of some overseeing pressure, but because it was the right thing to do. No guilt, just respect. I'd only been here 24 hours, and I felt like I was already so close to the answer. Mizuno was born out of baseball, and this is where we were introduced to the world of Mizuno and the people who craft their products. The founder, Rohachi Mizuno, a Japanese baseball Hall of Famer, set the standard back in 1913 when Mizuno started making its own products. He was known for rejecting baseballs that failed to bounce back up to his eye level after being dropped from a set height. A legacy of high standards that continues to this day. It's just incredible. It's all by hand and touch. He's just looking at it. Yeah, it's just... Here at Mizuno Technics Euro is where golf clubs go through the most rigorous and precise quality control. By hand, golf clubs are tweaked to perfection, every micro adjustment examined intently, every pass across the grinder millimetre perfect. The clubs that have left this place have gone on to be used to win the most prestigious tournaments in golf. A part of Mizuno's philosophy is that a highly skilled professional player should be able to perform to the best of their ability with golf clubs straight from the box. There is a Japanese term, shokunin, which is used to describe master craftsmen who dedicate their lives to perfecting their craft with a philosophy of continuous improvement, respect for tradition, and a sense of responsibility to pass their skills to future generations. And it's a spirit which feels present here at Mizuno. On the shirts of some of the workers here, you'll see a patch, Craftsman, a title given only to those of great skill. It takes many years of work to earn a patch and is only given to few.
Famous.
But at Mizuno, there is a greater title reserved for the very best, Meister, a title that takes over a decade of the highest caliber of work to attain. There are only 3 at Mizuno. As a part of the journey to gain the title of Golf Club Meister, one must complete an almost impossible task. Grind down a lump of metal into a golf club to precise high tolerances, all by hand.
Wow.
So we were just downstairs in the Mizuno Golf Factory, and it's chills after having seen some of this in action before and talking through the Mizuno stuff, like the handcraftedness of every set of clubs. So they're doing up to 22,000 sets of clubs a day down there, but each piece is handcrafted in each stage of the process. And there's lots of innovation and technology. There's lasers lining up to help with everything, but like the handcraftsmanship across the board and the quality control at each stage. If there's one mess up, boom, it goes all the way back, and it's just incredible to see. I mean, this is a club from 1938, and we're talking to the master, who's Nick Faldo's grinder, and there's one of 3 masters in all of this. The passion for what they do and the passion for the craft and how they put it all together is just, I don't know, it's quite surreal. In Australia and most of the Western world, we often chase efficiency, but here they chase excellence. Craft is identity, not labour. Every club begins here. Every forged iron touched by hands. A place of contrast, a process so violent to create something so elegant. Modern and innovative machinery that sounds and feels ancient and raw. The operators control these machines as if they're an extension of themselves. The hammermen. One person, one machine, 10-year apprenticeship. Observing the process was something to behold. The speed, the precision, the control. The hammer itself is controlled by a single pedal, 1,000 tons of power with a slight movement of the foot. A single billet of steel is heated and stretched. A 12,000 degree piece of metal then arrives at the hands of the hammerman. Within a split second, a single hammer strike creates a bend, ensuring a perfect grain flow through the club head. The billet is then placed into the forging mould and hammered multiple times to tightly align the grain in the metal. Within seconds, a Mizuno club comes to life, ready for precision forging. A forged Mizuno iron goes through the hands of 30 people before it reaches the player. Each pair of hands contributes to the exceptional quality. It's standards are so high that a PGA professional and a local amateur could be playing iron heads from the same production base. The partnership between Mizuno and the Chua forging factory is unique. There is no formal contract, only a handshake agreement and mutual respect. And it's remained this way since 1968. It was here that I got the answer to my question. The spirit of Japan is here. Mizuno embodies everything about what I'd heard of this country growing up. Golf participation in Japan is declining. A negative population growth rate, many young people simply unable to afford to play. The future, at times, can look bleak. But there is hope. Golf culture is changing rapidly here and across the globe. Golf was once the sport of the privileged, intertwined with the world of business. A stuffy world of rules and restrictions. But a new wave has emerged, a golf lifestyle built from self-expression and fun, extending beyond the course and into the streets.
Every year there's a couple golf courses that are closing permanently, and so there was one golf course that was my favorite around Mount Fuji. It was closed permanent because there's nobody else to play there, nobody to play there. And what I figured out is there's a lot of demand from international market, and there's not much demand from Japanese younger generation. And so if I'll be able to send international golfers to those golf courses that want customers, then I can help preserve Japanese golf courses and legacy and history. And so, through Preserve, I have two missions. One is to help preserve Japanese golf courses, legacy and history, and second is to make it accessible for tourists. So that's what I'm actually trying to do through Preserve, not just helping people with the bookings, but those are the two big missions that I have with the Preserve.
Mizuno's commitment to innovation and the preservation of traditional craftsmanship, not only in golf, but the wider world of sport, means that when people find golf, or golf finds them, they can play their best golf. Preparing to come for this trip after that initial first meeting with the team at Mizuno Australia and learning how to build clubs, there was this anticipation of what Mizuno would be like in Japan and the forging process, and it did not disappoint. It is just an incredible feat, and the care that people put into it, and it's just sort of these work of art. It's super cheesy, but like it's when you have a look at them and how they're doing it, it's definitely not it is a piece of work of art, but I mean the care that's put into trying to make them perform. I mean that's what they ultimately care about is performance. We've talked a lot about craftsmanship and how it's made, and they care about how it feels. They care about how it sounds. They care about how the ball goes, forgiveness and distance. I mean that's part of it that we haven't really talked about, is how much R&D goes into making better clubs, and for them it's there's so much testing. We went to the Mizuno head office, and they have everything set up there to test everything out and make sure that we've got the robot, we've got they're just constantly just trying to improve the product. You can feel that genuine want for just a golf ball to come off the face and a golf ball to perform. The amount of time and effort they put into learning their craft, which feels like a very Japanese, a piece of Japanese culture. It feels very Japanese. this constant progression of getting better and perfecting your craft, and whether it's one particular ramen dish or a type of izakaya that you do, or incense, or there's just craftsmanship everywhere. There's care and detail put into everything in Japan, from the actual craftsmanship to the products, but the street signs and the design, and everyone's very deliberate, and that maybe it's that spirit of Japan is part of the spirit of Mizuno. It's just this constant progression and skill and care and time, and it's just sort of it's nice to see. It's a change of pace. I think it's a different way. It's sort of, the Western world can be very quick, onto the next one, but this is just care, craftsmanship, and learning, and progression and practice. I thought I came here to learn about golf clubs, but what I found was something older, a way of being, a belief that some things should be made the right way, even if it takes a lifetime to master.